Hey guys, welcome to another episode of RoadFS Memoirs. I'm Jody.
And I'm Puzey.
And we are on the road today. Super excited. We didn't have to take that.
We didn't go very far.
No. So Tom Smith here at BuffBrite here in the Treasure Valley. We are in his shop.
Yep, we are literally 6 minutes from my house. I have no idea, but I'm just down the road, 6 minutes away,
And he's walked into this shop and all he's been doing is drooling ever since.
That's right, there's cool stuff in here.
So we're gonna give you a tour of his shop because it is a true man's cave. I mean, it's got a pinball machine, it's got car stuff. Yeah, it's awesome. So Tom, thank you for having us. I'm really excited to be here.
Thanks for inviting me. It's exciting to be able to talk to your listeners and tell you a little bit about whatever you want to know.
Yeah, well, how'd you get started in the business? I know you and your son run it together.
Well, so so BuffBrite is a newer venture for us. That's something that we've been doing in the last year and a half, and it's been really fun to get out into that community and realize what an awesome community it is. You guys have really enjoyed that too. But I got started in the industry when I was 14. I worked at my cousin's Chevy dealership in eastern Idaho, and back then there wasn't a lot of YouTube videos to watch on how to detail cars. So I basically got handed a buffer when I was 14 by this sales manager out there and said, "Here is this. I don't know how you use it, but you use that." And they handed me a black Corvette to start. It was my first car, and they said, "And if you burn it, you're fired."
Oh, nice. That's great. Incentive.
Baptism by fire. Yeah. So it was really that was my introduction. So I'm kind of self-taught, kind of like Rennie. I mean, Rennie has learned that the smartest things sometimes that you'll learn are the things that you learn through common sense.
Yeah.
And you have to just understand, okay, I have to find out how do I do this best, and then just like he does, I try and pass that on to anybody that I can, because I don't want everybody else to learn it the hard way.
Yeah.
So that's what I've done over the years. I actually went to college, put myself through college. My wife and I are running a detail shop. Then we sold that, and then we came over to Boise, and I decided I didn't want to be a hospital administrator, which was what my degree was in. I'm a car guy. I have gasoline in my veins, like you guys, and so that's what kind of got me into. And then we've been on the supply side and the detail shop side for years and years, and then had the idea for the BuffBrite 3 years ago, and the rest is history. So that's how we get the Reader's Digest version of how we get to where we're at.
Wow,
awesome. So several different ventures going, like a lot of you guys out there, gals out there, there's a lot of things going on. Always, like I was telling our friend in California, Oscar Hernandez, a lot of the coolest stuff in the world comes out of 900 square foot shop. So Oscar, once again, we're in a small shop that's really cool.
That's exactly 900 square feet.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good guess.
So, see, I got your back, buddy. So let's talk about kind of the new venture, as you called it, the BuffBrite. What gave you the idea for a BuffBrite, other than the obvious of I'm working on a car and I don't have a light?
So it happened right here. I was standing right here in this spot. I was doing a 69 Camaro, a black one, that I had bought and had painted, and this light right there was what caused the inspiration to happen. So I think we've all thought for years about how important lighting is when polishing a car, because as I've said many times, if you can't see it, you can't remove it. So you can do the best buffing in the world, and we've all had this problem. You'll buff, and then you back that car out in the sun, and you're like, no. And you got to pull it back in, and you got to re-hit some scratches, because when you're searching for perfection, that's what you have to have is perfection. So this gives you that best chance. The way it happened to me was that light, the ballast went out in that light. I had one fender left to go. And I'm like, okay.
It's always the one.
And the battery was dead on the car.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, I gotta charge the battery, I gotta do this. This is just too much work. What's an easier way? There's gotta be another way to handle this. I'm right up in this corner, I've got my little stool out that I'm sitting on, and I start looking around like a flashlight. So I'm doing that. I'm holding in my teeth. I'm like, I'm gonna break my teeth out, and we've all done that too.
Been there. Hold it with this is the best one. Hold it with the side of your neck.
So I went over and grabbed this other light that I had, and I tried to hold it with the buffer while I was trying to do it, and I went, that's not working. And then I got the ultimate in man tools, a roll of duct tape. and I duct taped that sucker right on the front of that. I think I was using a Makita polisher and a rotary, and I duct tape it right on the front of there. And I'm like, now that's nice. I start working with it. I'm like, this is, you know what? This is what I need. So one prototype led to another. After about 15 prototypes, I had what we have now, and I can't buff without one now. And I think anyone who has used one finds the same thing. On a white colored car, maybe you don't need it. But if you have anything darker colored, or if you're fighting the lighting situation, most shops, even this is pretty well lit.
Yeah.
Yep. But if I took a light and went over to the side of that truck right now and put it on the side, your lighting is great from above. Your lighting down below is not good. And angles is what it's all about. You can put a headlamp on, but you're aiming down at it. You need the light to come up and meet your eye. So you can aim that light wherever you want. It comes up, meets your eye. You see every imperfection. That's what led to the BuffBrite.
Wow. Cool. You know, it's interesting how necessity is always the mother of innovation, right? Your light goes out, you're frustrated, you got that one fender left, and you're like, how the heck am I going to get this done, right? So
I think Big D would say it is probably the man above helping us out. I think he led me into that corner and all that happened. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't have happened.
That's good. Yeah. So are you distributing BuffBrite nationwide, worldwide? That's good.
Yeah, we have 57 countries that we have distributors in now.
Wow, that's awesome.
So we're all over the world. It's been really exciting. We just sent a big order to India this morning. Got another one going to Germany. We've got one to Turkey that's getting ready to go out. We even have one in Iran. I mean, all sorts of places.
That's all. Well, obviously that's not all happening here.
No, not all of it is happening here. We have manufacturing that we do in a different spot, but this is mostly, this being my man cave, I kind of turned it into the, because we are so driven by the internet and by social media. So having a place that I can come out to and just, I love to work on cars, so this is where I'm working on cars, but it's also the place where I can talk to the customers and talk to the guys who are in what I call the BuffBrite family, and we can go over and I can tell them what we got going on. And then this year it led us to, my goal is to try and give back to the industry that's given so much to me. So this year we came up with probably what I feel is the next biggest problem in the detail industry that we all face, which is dog hair.
Yep.
None of us like dog hair. So
tell us about that new product, because I've seen it. I've seen it. We're going to do some demos here in a minute. Control yourself, and we're all getting really excited about it.
Dog hair.
We'll get to it. So tell us about what it is and what the primary impetus for that was as well.
Well, once again, I own 2 German Shepherds, and necessity is the mother of all invention. So we got back. My wife had talked to me. We were going out on a drive, and she had talked me into, let's bring the dogs with. So I've got a Jeep Wrangler, and it's got black interior. So I threw these dogs in there for this 30-minute drive. I came back. It took an hour just to vacuum out the back of what they had done in a 30-minute drive. And I said, you know what? I've been fighting dog hair for years. I need to find a way to make this work. I had used a tool from a friend of mine, Alan Sorig, over in Denmark, and he had a good tool, but it was a bad application of the tool. Mm-hmm. So I'd been friends with Alan and had talked to him, and he said, I'm going to come over and visit you. And I said, good, when you're here, we're gonna work on something. So I told him, let me grab this here. I told him most of us see it in this color here, orange. Mm-hmm. The Mr. Nozzle, vacuum nozzle, is whether it's car washes or whatever, it is the most standard tool out there. And Johnny Iyer over there is an amazing guy, and he loved the idea when we came out with it. And I told him, I said, we want to retrofit this to your tool. So it's removable. It's made out of a proprietary mix of rubber, plastic, and latex, and it's all blended together in a formula that I don't understand.
But it's mixed with love and anti-pet hair.
Secret detail ingredient.
It's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, and it's made with love. So there you
go. And it hates dog hair, and we wanted to give it a little bit of life. So the newest version has little eyes on it. We thought, okay, we couldn't use the name Shark because there's shark vacuums out there.
Right, yeah.
So we're like, what does that look like? And I thought, it kind of looks like an eel, you know, they're kind of skinny and they can match in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we need to call it the Fur-Eel. And
The Fur-Eel?
And this thing is for real, man.
Nice. I thought of the Fur-Bee.
I think someone has that name.
I know,
we went through a lot of names, but the Fur-Eel had never been used, and we liked the way it kind of rolled off the tongue and said what the thing was. It was for real, because it literally cuts dog hair removal time by 75% or faster, and that's over the best thing on the industry right now, which is the pet hair rock. Which the pet hair rock is great, but the problem with that is it scratches plastic, it tears up carpet. Don't even try it on a headliner, or you're going to have a nightmare. It'll just tear it up. This will take. I had one 2 weeks ago. The guy had a black lab and he had a light tan, or no, it was gray headliner, covered with black lab hair. I mean, literally covered. It looked disgusting. This just like erased it. As fast as you can hit it, it just takes it away, vacuums it away. Once again, we wanted to solve the problem, and that's what we're trying to do.
So I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before. When you get a chance to look at it, it's bidirectional. It's it's flexible.
I mean, you got it.
It is really cool to start with, and then we're going to actually do a demo. So one of the things you're going to see from RoadFS and from our memoirs, we're going to do a lot of demos. So we're going to do a demo with the creator. So let's go jump over.
All right,
grab some carpet.
I'll turn on the vacuum.
So it's going to be noisy, but what we're doing here is we've got a piece of carpet on the ground. It's got some ground-in pet hair in it. We'll show you the carpet itself. It is German Shepherd dog hair, to be exact, if you want to know the flavor and the recipe. German Shepherd and carpet. So Jody will flip around here, and we'll go check it out here in just a second, but basically there's some strips of carpet on the floor underneath this truck, and if you want to try to get over there and get a close-up, I'm going to get out of your way.
No, you're good.
So, and it's not that much suction, it's just an old shop vac. But, so I can get it this way, and I tried to grind some of it in, but if you're dealing on your car, it doesn't tend to get it all very quickly. But with these little hairs, one thing that you need to know about vacuums is if you put them straight down on the carpet, it actually decreases the flow.
Right.
It's having that air gap. There is so much flow. Put your hand against that.
Oh, yeah.
Feel that flow. Now if we take it, and I recommend moving one direction. Some guys will move back and forth. The problem with that is you're pulling it out and then pushing it back in.
Right.
So just move one direction. Now as it heats up, so this latex as it gets warm gets sticky and it starts grabbing more and more hair. So it'll warm up and then it just starts grabbing it right away. And it doesn't grab just hair, it also grabs anything else that's in the way.
Except for a little polish.
Well, yeah, that polish is
yeah, obviously. Yeah. But that's a noticeable difference. And I know on the camera you can't see it as well, but you can actually, I think you can probably see it on the camera. Even my blindness can see that is just, let me shut this off. I mean, if we were talking about, which, as far as cars go, let's take a really nasty one, like whoever invented the Satan's interior on a Volkswagen, that you cannot get any hair out of altogether, because a Volkswagen, for whatever reason, that's not really carpet. I think that really is the spawn of Satan in there. But you can't get hair out of them, and you guys all know you've got your favorite.
Velcro at best.
Yeah. So this thing, and a couple of demos we've seen it of, it's just really, really impressive. Obviously, this is something that if you're an interior person, you need to have one of these. Ryan McGowan, if you don't have one of these, you need to get one, dude.
Yeah, him and Scott Macia, because I've seen some of his dog stuff.
Yeah, it's all over the place. So that, and then we want to scroll back over and look at. We've got a perfect setup with the actual BuffBrite. Which I literally think are 8 hangers for your polisher. Again, Scott Macia,
8 bars, baby.
8 hangers for a buffer. So
there you go. Or I got this at SEMA. George is riding. I think if you've got a Rupes, they look like handlebars, and just put George up there, and he's taking a ride.
That's almost my size.
That is about Jody's size right there. Put him on a polisher and let him go to town. So. Yeah, as we kind of look around here, yes, I'm sure that some of you shop freaks that want to see all this stuff, we'll just give you a short little thing here. My personal challenge to everybody, if you can identify what that grill is off of, that's the easy one. And then as we scroll around here, you got to tell me what that hood is off of, and maybe we'll throw some love your way, but you got to identify both those parts. And then tell us about
so what are you gonna do? Give away a Detail Mafia shirt?
Nah, we'll figure something out.
RoadFS.
We'll figure out something. So let's see what do you talk. Let's talk about your hobby here. Obviously,
Oh yeah,
you got a new truck here.
Well, I found this. I drive my wife crazy. I'm really big into buying cars. Some months I'll only buy one. Last month I bought 4. So I kind of I have an addiction. There ought to be some 10-step recovery program for it. I'm pretty sure, but I like to buy old cars and vehicles, and I enjoy the process of bringing them back to life. This one is a 1970 Chevy. It was from the original owner it was bought originally in Idaho, out in Marsing, Idaho. As far as I can tell, it's got 45,000 original miles on it. They weren't sure. They'd had it so long. But the interior looks like brand new. If we pop the hood here.
Oh yeah.
Down there. But it's like it's out of a time capsule. This thing is just unbelievable. It's just if you just want a stock old Chevy, I just love the old stuff. I love stuff that looks like it should be in a museum.
When you actually have room to work on it.
Jody actually fits in the hood if we want.
I could actually fit in there. So that is very true. So,
but that's just a hobby of mine. I would do it. To me, it's a hobby if you're willing to do it, even though you wouldn't make no money at it. Now, if I didn't make a little money at it, my wife wouldn't let me keep doing it. So
and yes, my wife right now is shaking her head. She's like, "Oh my God, there's another one. You found a kindred spirit." So. I'm the same way. I love doing this stuff. I had a presentation I did the other day, and somebody asked me how many cars I'd owned, and I went through and I've owned over 50 cars. I told them, I said, I've owned 49. Oh wait, I just got another one. It's 50. So it's just fun. It's something to do, and it's awesome. So
I sat down and figured that same thing up once, but I would say it, but someone might tell my wife, and then she'd put it's over 300.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, if you're buying 4 a week. I actually, there's only, and in the my wife and I have been married 30 years in May, and
congratulations.
Thank you. There's only one car. I brought it home. It may be related to the 2 challenge questions, but she walked out the back door, and I'm on an acre. I've got a shop in the back. She met me at the back door, and I wasn't even to the shop yet. And she said, "That one is not even coming off the trailer. Whatever you're going to do to it, do it on the trailer, and then get it out." Only car it's ever happened with, and it didn't. It didn't come off the trailer.
Oh.
And I brought home, a third of a car, half of a car, whatever.
She just didn't like that one.
Oh, that one was really bad. She's like, "No, not going to happen."
Did it have little holes and Swiss cheese and rust in it?
No, it wasn't actually a bad car. It was missing a door, missing a fender, and there was a 6-cylinder in the front seat. But I made money on it. I'm the same way. I got to make a little bit of money off of it. That's what kind of drives my habit. I usually
got to bankroll it.
Yeah, you buy one, sell the parts off of it, turn around and get another one, and do whatever. Big key here. A lot of people will ask me, how I do that and how I keep my wife happy. I have a separate bank account. Get a separate bank account. And when you buy and sell the first one and you bankroll, then put the money in the bank account, then your wife's happy, you're not spending grocery money. We started that like the first year of our marriage, and it's never changed. And it keeps me completely out of trouble, and there's never a situation where I'm...
And it keeps him in his garage.
And it keeps me in our shop and out of her hair. She loves me.
She's like, great.
Aren't you going to work in the shop today? So anyway, it's fantastic. Yeah, this is great. I've already identified several things that, we love to have. So
That's
so
awesome.
if you want to just do your general tour, the coolness factor here, you'll notice.
Oh, well, most of it's stuff that I paid nothing for.
Yeah,
well, that's okay. That's what makes it even better.
Very nice license plate collection. I've noticed that.
I used to collect Coke machines too, so I had a 70 Nova that I'd redone, a black one, and a guy from California, he owns a company that actually did all the setup for the halftime show at the Super Bowl a couple years ago. And I had these beautiful old, like a 1927 Coke machine and a 1956 Vendo 81D, and I restored them completely, and the Vendo D was made into a gun cabinet. You would love that. I converted it for all my guns. But he walked in and he said, how much for the Coke machines? I said, no, they're not for sale. And he goes, No, you don't get to say that. And I said, no, they're not for sale. I said, but you can tell me a number to make me feel good. So he offered me $8,000, and I said, okay, they're for sale.
Yeah, I have.
So now they're gone.
So yeah, you and I have one right now in my shop. It's an antique Pepsi machine. It's the 1960s, and it is the worst looking machine you've ever seen in your life. The legs are gone.
Oh.
Somebody pried it open with a crowbar. It's latched on with a toolbox latch, and it's the only one I've ever purchased that actually works. And so it's actually the fridge in my shop is this completely hammered out Pepsi machine. But it works. When I was single, I actually used it as my refrigerator. I bought it for $5 at a yard sale 35 years ago. I still own it, and it's still in my shop, and it works. You plug it in, it just runs. I've never put Freon in it, anything. It's this $5 yard sale thing. I've never had anybody offer me money for it. So.
It's because you don't let anybody in your shop.
I'll send this guy over. He has too much money and he likes to spend it.
Perfect.
Those are the perfect guys.
When you're selling something, those are great. When you don't want to sell something, you hate those.
Exactly. So that I've collected over the years all the license plates that you see around. I was looking for something to kind of wainscot with, and so I tried to collect one from every state around, and and then other things. I've got pictures of cars that I've redone. I've got signs. The metal signs you can buy on eBay. That's where I bought those. Yep. The hood is off of a car I had that he took. I won't say what it was because you're running a thing on it there. But he had the flat hood, and then he decided to put a supercharger, put a blower on it. So the hood that was on it had a hole cut in it.
I had one similar. I had a Hugger orange and white, original, hanging on my wall, and exact same situation.
Yep.
Oh, that's not for sale. No.
Somebody
how much you want to give me for it? It's no longer in my shop. By the way, if anybody wants to buy the 1928 aluminum grill shell that's on my wall that's not for sale, it may be for sale.
There you go. So these wheels are off another car I was building, which I'd love to sell them if anybody needs any.
335 17s. They're big.
They're like 13 inches wide if you got a project.
Big wheel.
Yeah.
Tires, they're nice.
And then just a stop sign that I found at a garage sale. A dealership was going out of business, and so I found a place for all my die-cast cars there.
Chris Woolman, right there.
There you go. He likes die-cast?
Oh, yeah.
Chris Woolman is a die-cast
Hot
freak. He's a hiker, and I share that as well. By the way, I just picked up an original 1960s Volkswagen bus Hot Wheels. Or not, it's not actually a Hot Wheels. It's a he'll know which one it is. Anyway, metal, it's not Hot Wheels. Matchbox.
Oh, Matchbox,
yeah. All original. It has the original plastic. Anyway, so yes, there's a lot of fun stuff out here. This is awesome.
Pinball machine, $100, and I restored it, and it works great. It's fun to come out when I want to just.
So we'll be doing the pinball wizard right after the memoirs. That's awesome.
So there you go. So if somebody wanted to get demos, obviously you're going to be everywhere, all the shows and everything. Yeah. But if somebody wants to get a hold of them, how do they find out more information about BuffBrite or about the
Fur-Eel?
They're both on BuffBrite.com. That's BRITE.com. You can go there and check them out. You can order right from there. We've got, depending on where you are around the world, we have distributors all over. You can contact us. We can get you their information. It keeps growing quickly. We need to put a page together so you can just click on that, but we just haven't done it yet. But we ship very quickly. Our stuff's on Amazon. The Fur-Eel's not there yet, but you can get the BuffBrites on Amazon. But if you're smart, you'll look on our website. We run specials. Watch our social media. We run specials all the time. Save yourself some money. They ship for free in the U.S.
So what's your social media? We got BuffBrite.com, and Instagram is?
Instagram is just BuffBrite Products.
Okay.
And it's just BuffBrite on Facebook. So
awesome.
Pretty easy to get to.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us and giving us a little bit of demo of the Fur-Eel of this awesome shop. I'm going to go home and tell my wife, I still need a shop, sweetheart. But that's all good.
You need a workout facility. I see you working out in your living room there.
Yes, my wife and I work out a lot.
So you do? That's good.
That is something we do together, and we have a good time with it. In fact, this morning we got up early and hit the weights, and yeah, it's good. You know, got to get that out of your
Absolutely.
system.
Well, I love what you guys do. I've enjoyed watching your stuff that you do, and I think anything that builds this industry up and helps us all feel that community feel is just super, super important. So, and I just want you to know, I've been in this industry for 39 years. If you ever have a question, please contact me. If I can ever help you out in any way, I'm happy to do so.
Yeah, and you know what, and we really have mad respect for that, because really, that is the purpose of RoadFS Memoirs. It's, you know, about building the industry, interviewing the vendors, the suppliers, the detailers, and it's really to help everybody elevate their game and to grow their business. So
I agree.
So coming up events, just so everybody's aware if you're not, MTE coming up last week of January. We'll all be there. And then in June is going to be the Southern Detailers Conference. If you're a vendor and you're not signed up, I don't know why you're waiting. You better get there. The booths are going fast.
Yes, they are.
Get a hold of Big D at Detail X, or contact us if you're lost, because we'll help you out.
Yeah.
But yeah, go to the events, do that. The industry's growing and it's going crazy. I mean, every time we go to something like SEMA or MT, it's just bigger and bigger and bigger all the time. And this year, Jody and I are taking on a couple of new roles.
Yes.
You will see us doing a lot more stuff with RoadFS Memoirs. We are actually going to be doing some consumer advocacy for the IDA to explain out there to just general consumers why they would want to use somebody that's certified or gone through the IDA, or about training and education. And so we're going to be talking to a lot more people that do detailing and train, and why you would want to go to somebody that's just not, Joe Schmo with a bucket, which is kind of the image we're trying to get rid of, is the Joe Schmo with a bucket. Anybody can do it. So stay tuned for a lot more of that.
Yeah, we are super, super excited. 2020 is going to be awesome. Make sure you tune in every week as we do RoadFS Memoirs, same time, same map channel. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys.
And we will check you guys next week. We're actually on the road again with a surprise guest. So tune in next Thursday about 10 o'clock. So see you guys later.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.